Welcome to the 10th episode of Story Structure Breakdown, where we're studying the movie adaptation of George Orwell's novel 1984. Now, if you missed the 9th episode, just click the link in the description box below and start watching there. In the last episode, Winston Smith and his love had decided to rent a room in the antique shop where they met so they could be alone together in safety, and that's where we'll pick up the story today.
The room over the junk shop has become a world of our own, where for a time we can forget Big Brother. Another Sunday tomorrow. She said she would be there.
The young lady was very nice about it, but I think you'll find it more comfortable now. Oh, since you were both last here, I've managed to get you some pots and pans. And I took some of my old stuff downstairs. Oh, and everything in the kitchen works now.
Okay, so we start yet another scene that is slow and plodding. Now, part of this is because tastes change from age to age. This film adaptation of Orwell's novel was shot in the 50s when life passed a little bit more slowly compared to our more frenetic lifestyle these days. In the scene previous to this one, in episode 9, they were reminded that what they're doing is illegal. So there is some drama to this scene within that context. However, we want to increase the drama to keep the audience riveted. Now remember, that's your job as a writer, to command the reader's attention and not let it go until you're done. This is because, as a writer, you're competing with 1,000 other things the reader has to distract them. Children, jobs, school, movies, problems, etc. So how would you increase the drama in this scene? Tell us in the discussion box below. I might portray the owner of the antique shop as a little less friendly and might suggest that he might not be trustworthy. I might do this by showing that he's got bills to pay and that the reward he'd get for handing these two over would be more than they're paying him. Or I might portray the neighbor's suspicious little girl who caught Winston sneaking around once before as having followed these two to the antique shop. Both of these scenarios cause the reader to ask what will happen next. The more powerful this question is in the reader's mind, the more riveted they'll be and the more quickly they'll keep turning the pages. Okay, now we've talked about the importance of context within literature before. You can't have good without evil, and you can't have day without night. You can't keep a story moving along without context as well. So here in this domestic scene, they're enjoying the simple things that they can't in the society they exist in, and they make reference to it just so the reader remembers this.
I believe it's people like her who will one day overthrow Big Brother and all he stands for. Julia?
Just a minute.
You're beautiful. Look at you. Look at you. If only some of those bloodless females could see you now, see what a woman can really look like.
A rat!
It's gone now.
I've never seen you like this.
It's the one thing I really hate. The one thing I'm really afraid of.
Why?
When I was a child.
Now, if you've read 1984, you'll know that Winston's fear of rats is an important detail. If you haven't read it, turn off this video right now and come back once you've read it, because I'm going to give something important away. This scene foreshadows the end of the novel, when Winston is tortured with rats. Now, if this scene didn't exist and they decide to randomly torture Winston with rats at the end, it'd be meaningless and lack all drama. But because we see this scene, we know he fears rats more than anything. The scene later in the book will have more drama, and because it's Julia, the one he loves, who has betrayed his fear of rats, it has even more dramatic power. So if you're ever wondering what should happen in your story next, think about where you want the story to end up. In this story, Orwell wanted the reader to see how the society destroys the most basic fundamental human emotion of love. To do that, he had to show the society forcing one lover to betray another. And to do that, he had to have the scene that we just saw, where Winston tells Julia of his fear of rats so that she has been entrusted with this knowledge, and she is ultimately the one who betrays that knowledge to the authorities. So that's how you create drama. Until the next episode, this is Jim from eNovelAdvisor.com. Your first step to writing a novel and the last word on marketing it.
Visit eNovelAdvisor.com to publish your own novel. You really can't go wrong. Learn to write a novel and market it. You will find out how easy it is. Turn your dream of writing into reality. eNovelAdvisor has everything you need.